In this video, pretty sure I screwed up, and so I'm going to be sharing it with you so that maybe you don't screw up. This is Troy, I'm from Roadside RC. On this channel, you will see us drifting and bashing and crawling, racing, all this other kind of stuff. We'll show you tips and tools that we use along the way, and we're also going to do product reviews like this one here today, where what we're looking at is a new motor that I was really hoping to put into my Arrma Kraton. Arrma Kraton's still running stock speed control, stock motor, just as it comes out of the box, and it's been like that for a while. Notice that it's starting to get kind of hot. Kind of wondering if that motor has seen better days. So I was scouring and I looked and I found this motor from Rocket. Comes in this box, Rocket Brushless Power Systems. It is a 4082 1900 kV motor, and I'm thinking, man, I'm gonna love that little bit longer can. Kraton has plenty of room for a longer can to stick out the back of it, and man, the longer can should give me some extra torque. 1900 kV, I can gear up a little bit, and we can see if this thing will fly. I made potentially a fatal error. This motor, I bought it because it was astonishingly cheap. It's very tempting. Normally I'd go with something like a hobby wing, like the Max 8 combo. Some people put Max 6 combos in these things, but you know, I'd go with something like that. But it was so cheap that I was like, man, I gotta try it. But it has something on here that I want you to see, and it says boat. It says boat. And why that matters, I believe, is this. If you check it out, you will see that it's open on the ends. It's open on both of the ends. It's not sealed at all. So what's going to happen when we take it out? We go and get really dirty. Yeah, all of that dirt's going to go straight in that motor. Water straight through it. Maybe it'll be okay with that. Who knows? This is bad. So I figure we have a couple options here. I can either fashion something to go over here as an end bell on both the front and rear of this and hope it works. Maybe, I don't believe I can really, but maybe I can like steal the end plate off of the old motor and put it on there, and then it would be good enough. Or I could just put it in there and see what happens and see how long it lasts. I don't think it's going to last very long. I think this was a mistake, but let's see. Right? Alright, so before we put the new motor in, you know what we gotta do, right? Same thing you always have to do before you put the new motor in. You gotta see how fast the old one went. So we're gonna come out here with the Kraton. We're gonna slap a GPS on it. We're gonna do a quick speed run up and down the street, see what it does. Hey, we have our Dynamite GPS here. So resetting it to 0. Borrowed this one from the Rich D. Attached. Only running 4S because that's just what we normally run. Stock motor, stock ESC with a, what is it, the 16 tooth pinion is the optional pinion. That's what we're running. Alright, I'm guessing I haven't driven this truck a bunch. That's about as fast as we will ever get with it. Let's see what this survey says. That's showing 44 miles per hour. I hope you can see it there. So, nothing astronomical. Running on 4S, optional speed pinion, right? We're not thinking this thing's going to do anything crazy, but it's a good baseline. Lets us know where we at. The other thing that we need to do before we throw that new motor in here is we need to just do a general bashability test. So that's just out here in the front yard, running around. What does the power feel like? What does the truck look like? And go from there. Interestingly enough, just that little run, you saw everything that I did there in the grass. That little run, motor's pretty dang warm. A whole lot warmer than I would expect it would be for as little as that just got driven. So really do think this motor's on its way out. Good time to try to see if we can replace it. So officially torn down the old motor, and man, that thing has seen some use. Look at that, it is all corroded in there. It's not bad though. I mean, obviously it still runs. You can see some wear here where probably the bearings are starting to have a little bit of slop in them and allowing that. New motor. Exact same thing with a brand new motor. Who does this? Who tears down a brand new motor and immediately loses a little shim? Who does that? It comes through. Obviously, one major difference is the wires are coming out of the side instead of the end on this one versus coming directly out of this hole. However, I think I might be able to just literally grind down that piece, swap these bearings over, grind down this 2050 kV piece, and just let the wires come straight out of that area. So interesting, here is actually new motor versus old motor. Old motor, new motor. What's something you noticed that I noticed? They're basically the same size. So to heck with this longer can. Heck, I could just put this back in there. I don't know if it's really going to be extra powerful or not. Shaft is slightly longer, but otherwise, that looks pretty much like it's the same. Look at that, it actually worked. Check that out. So old end cap off the Arrma motor, ground it down on the grinder. Look at that, it basically covers everything. I might try to figure out how to put something in these little cracks right here because I grounded a little bit too wide. But otherwise, that is a whole lot better than that as far as keeping dirt out. This is still a problem, and same solution is not going to work on this side because it mounts differently. Boo! There it is. We installed it. Now, I made the executive decision that this motor's probably not going to have a long life in this vehicle anyway. So I did nothing with that front end cap. I literally just left it as it is. We're going to wish it the best of luck and see what happens. You can see the beautiful BLX sitting on the back. And otherwise, battery is charging to peak it up. And then we're going to go give this thing a rip and see what happens. All right, this promises to be interesting. So, brand new motor, it's in, but I'm running same voltage, same 4S battery, same gearing. And this is a 1900 kV motor instead of the 2050 kV motor, which is basically 100 kV, like, and probably not that big of a difference, but it's gonna be interesting to see if it actually changes it or not. All right, feels about the same. Let's see what it says. Forty-five miles an hour. So basically the same. It's probably good though. I mean, a little bit less kV, bigger can, and still runs the same speed. Might need to throw a gear at it. Oh man, maybe there is a little more torque there. Whoa. unplugged it.